welcome back and or to the channel. Trucker Rod here, and we are in Rocky Mount, Virginia at the Little Dudley's truck stop. Kind of one of my little favorite family-owned places to hang out. They have a sit-down diner in there, fuel pumps, adequate parking. It's pretty nice, out of the way type of thing. And why did this go off? Let me get this. I didn't get my tablets down here. Turn the volume down. Right on. So, how's everyone doing out there? Back in the truck, as you can see. And how long I will be in this truck driving is left to be determined, and we'll kind of go down that road. But I didn't get back in the truck until yesterday at 3 a.m. and it kind of pushed me a day out. I was off for 10 days straight. So I used all that time off to when I got back Thursday night. I spent Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We just beat down our old house and just gutting every room left. And the biggest chore was gutting the garage and throwing everything in the middle of the floor and just sorting out what was getting thrown away, what was going, and what was going up for sale. And ended up with, I think, 4 5-gallon pails of just miscellaneous stuff that I gave to a friend, and just array of things that there's just no way I was going to be able to sort it out and put it out for sale, even at a yard sale. It was just going to be one of those tedious things. So then we finally got organized late Sunday by 6-7 o'clock. So we got 4 tables set up, got my miter saw and stand set up, and that already sold yesterday, so that's gone. And the wife got as much for I bought that miter saw and stand in August of 2015, right like a month after we bought our house, so I could start the improvements and renovations. We got as much out of that selling it than I did pay for it. So the saw paid for itself and it owed me nothing. And I'm glad it went to a new home. It was a big radial miter saw. It had the slide on it to go in and out, and then you could angle it in every which way. That was a great saw. It was from Harbor Freight, but it did great doing prism cuts and all that for crown molding that kind of went up on an angle in the house, in the peak, and all that stuff. So I was able to get a lot of that stuff done with that. That saw helped me cut all the boards on all 3 of my decks. It literally worked the living shit out of that thing. So I was kind of happy to see it go. It's just too big and bulky, and I have nothing to do of the sorts requiring the use of that saw out where we're going next. But so got in the truck yesterday. I was just downright tired. I fell asleep trying to make the thumbnail and setting the live stream up for tonight. And then I woke up, finished that, and I had to look up, I got to put brakes on the wife's car. I got to cut, polish, and ceramic coat her car and get it ready for when we drive it out there. I just don't want to be dealing with anything when we get settled in out there. There's still things we want to tackle and do. We have to purge the new house out as it's it's fully furnished, and there's some clothes left and some other jazz. There's everything. Like, the people just got up and they were from another country, so they just always would just fly in, hang out, then fly back out. They probably only brought suitcases. So we've got to purge the house out of things we don't want. And I gave my wife, I don't want to say carte blanche, but I gave her the insight to look at getting her own dishes, pots and pans, instead of hand-me-downs. Walmart brand or, you know, stuff like that. I feel that we could step up. This is our forever home now. We knew 11 years ago we were not going to stay in this current house. And there were people when we bought this house saying, hey, you should have a home warming party or something like that. And I said, this freaking turd, no. I was a little embarrassed. It needed a lot of work. And I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that house to keep it maintained and sealed. You know, the roof, the HVAC, the hot water heater, finishing the garage. I think the only thing we did not finish is the kitchen, as far as painting the cupboards in the living room. But I've had my hands in every aspect of that freaking house. Oh, the bathroom didn't get renovated in the master suite. But at some point, I gassed out. I've been just too busy, and then having a second property and a second home really pulled me away from the house last year, which was supposed to have the new windows in by last fall, which didn't happen. So tomorrow, contractor comes out, and I already bought 8 new windows to cover the living room and the 4 bedrooms, and they're gonna pop those in a day, and I'm kind of happy for that. That'll be a nice transition. The windows were dry rotted. They were vinyl double pane, and they were pretty much just toast, drafty. I had to seal a lot of them this shut with screws, because if you opened them, that vinyl, everything was so dry rotted, the window would nearly crumble apart just trying to open it and flip it in and all that to clean it and all that jazz. So I'm happy I picked up the 8 new ones last Friday. I got in Thursday night. Friday morning was my first thing I did was actually we finished signing the papers on our end and sent the money for the house. Then I went and got the windows because I had to get those. And surprisingly, the company I'm driving for, they bought the snowblower, and I'm glad. So I thought that was gonna be a bitch to sell going into the summer. But yeah, we're shaking into moving and getting things dumped and sold, because we want to take very little. We went to the storage locker. When did we go, Laura? I think we went Sunday. And we purged and brought 1 tote back, and I said, you know, I needed to step away from everything that I was going to take, and I said, let me go back now that I've stepped away, and because everything was sitting in the garage for like 3 days, just sitting there, and I'm sorting through it. Maybe I should take this, and I can do without that. And I started looking at things more closely and saying, when was the last time I used this? How often did I use it? Do I really need it? Because I'm not going to have a garage out there. So therefore I just said, yeah, sell it, you know, or give it away, throw it away, whatever it was. So very happy to gotten that far. She's now unloading the overflow room, where we kind of just like it, we use it as a storeroom, one of the 3 bedrooms in the back. So that stuff was going out to the garage. We had dishes, silverware, glasses, pots and pans, toaster, the Keurig sold. The garage, I got 1 of 2 of the commercial shelves sold. We sold 1 of the chest freezers. We had 2. Sold 1. Got 1 to go. I think that's the last big dog we got to get rid of. My daughter's coming with that 16-foot Vino's trailer. That'll clear out the last bedroom set, a vanity dresser, chest dresser, the fireplace, an ottoman. So basically, she's going to load that thing up. That should empty us out. The only thing we will have left standing is the king-size bed we're sleeping in. And at the point, if it doesn't sell, because we have, I believe, Laura, don't we still have an air mattress? So we could use the air mattress, because that's where we started when we moved in that place, is we just had a mattress on the floor in the living room. And I think the first month we dealt with that until I could put the house together, because everything came out of the storage locker and just got dumped in the garage. But I was going to get rid of all my detailing stuff, and after coming back from Arizona, met a really cool gentleman out there that's going to be our contractor for, everything. And then we got another guy that's our electrician, but I'm already looking at 5 details already, and probably going to have more. So with that, I said, let me take that stuff out. I'm well vested, and hey, if I can still make money detailing, and it looks like I'm going to be detailing higher end cars, not the mom soccer vans type thing, cleaning out gummy bears and Legos out of seat tracks and Starbucks stains and God knows what else. It looks like a Shelby GT500. Looks like could be a ceramic coat on that and a clean. I went and looked at it. Nice car, freaking blower on it. Just, boy, I tell you, when he kicked that thing in, the Whipple Charger, it really is. It's a strong car, really nice. Looks like I may have probably a Dodge Demon. I'm going to have a Corvette, and I may have, my son wants me to tune up his car with detailing, put brakes on it, and all this other jazz. I'll put the brakes on, but I think the detailing, I'm going to have to nudge him for some money, because to me, brakes are easy. It's like changing tires, easy as pie. But cleaning a car, a little more labor intense to me. But yeah, so all that's going on. So I packed all that stuff, but I got to go back when I get back this week and go back to the storage locker and just purge out some stuff I know I'm probably not going to need, and I'm just going to have. And that's the thing, is if I got 4 of one thing, like, for example, I had 4 caulking guns. How many fucking caulking guns do you need? So I pitched 2 and I kept 2 just in case I'm doing, sealing on one and caulking on another or something like that. But 2 was fine. And so, yeah, I started looking at things in that sense. And how often was I using it? I've got specialty tools I haven't used in years. Could have been, anywhere from post-COVID to pre-COVID, and it's just been sitting there and used one time, and I'm like, all right, some of that stuff's just going to go for sale. But you find yourself just dumping everything, especially when you're downsizing to half the square footage you're already living in without a garage. But am I going to miss trucking? No. Am I retiring when I go out there? No. I am just making a change in paradigm of my life, that I bought my time back by paying off debt, like I have exampled many a times on here, is that when I got into trucking, I pushed hard to elevate myself, to make more money. And with that, making more money doesn't mean spend more money. It meant throwing everything in a kitchen sink with this and my side hustles to pay off debt, and with the LLCs to have a tax write-off and reduce my W-2 tax, So I was able to use that and depreciate tax depreciation more, so I was paying out less. I mean, there's a rhyme and reason to the madness of things I do, and people just don't seem to get it when they're hanging around me. But I'm not looking at the problem to be fixed for today and tomorrow. I'm looking at, let's fix what's causing this problem, get to the root of it, and let's look at how far out we can go. When I'm setting up to live out there, I'm looking at, is this house in this resort we're going to be living in, this is going to be way more feasible. Yes, we're young now, say 59, 60 years old, but I'm looking at when I'm 80, 85 years old and I can't do all the stuff I've been doing currently. That's where I want to be situated at. I don't want to have a big country spread, big house, and then all of a sudden I can't maintain it. I can't do the yard. I can't, keep up with the upkeep, the roof, the maintenance of the house, and that jazz. And I see so many people go after these big ass houses, and I've been just beating it in the ground. We need more affordable housing because you don't need a 2,500, 3,000 square foot house. People in the 50s and 60s were able to raise 4 kids in a 1,500 square foot home comfortably. It's like, how much fucking bedroom space do those little shitheads need? It's like, kick their ass like I was. If it was a nice day, your ass is outside, not sitting in the house on video games and TV. And you weren't allowed in unless you were either hurt or it was the weather got, bad, like storms or something. But holy cow. And I don't need a big house in Arizona because we're in Arizona. It's number 2 in the country for the most sunshine throughout the year. 85% of its calendar year is sunshine. Tucson's number 1 at, 80%. Tucson's number 1 at 85%. So with that, I'm going to be able to be outside when I'm not working or doing trades or my real estate side. We're going to hang out in the gazebo. We're going to get in the car and go travel, do something. Eventually, we'll buy a side-by-side. We'll head out to the desert and all that jazz. I mean, we have potential and opportunities staring at us to be active far more often throughout the year than to deal with the cold and the snow and the winters in Michigan that keep us bunked down like 8-9 months out of the year. That it's just too damn miserable. And the flip side, our vehicles are paid off. So with that in mind, we have the 2 that are paid off and we currently have now, because I sold the daily a week ago Friday, that never see salt. The problem with owning a new vehicle in Michigan, well, I'm from Michigan, so my whole life, but the damn salt, I've watched a brand new vehicle twice that I've owned go to hell in a handbasket in less than a decade. It's rotted out. And I'm like, you can't get no longevity out of it. And in the meantime, while you're watching the frame and the body rust out, all the components, suspension, brakes, and everything else are going faster, and you're having to replace them more often. So out there, I will never have to deal with rust. The only thing I'm going to deal with is UV to the paint and the interior. So therefore, ceramic coat the car. I want to get that done before we leave. Cut, polish, and put a better than what's on there, a better ceramic coat. And brakes. I'm going to put new pads and rotors. I did get those looked up and sent to the wife. I said, when we have the money, order these. And then we're going to put new tires on our car, have the alignment checked, and that's all I got to do. And then we just drive the car. There's nothing wrong with it. Her car's got 47,000 miles. It's 7 years old. It's a 2019. We bought it at 1 year old with 10,000 miles. So in the last 6 years, we put 37,000 miles on that car. My truck, I've owned for 12, 13 years, has 69,000 miles on it. It's seen one winter, and I just changed the oil Sunday. I changed the oil, greased it, aired up the tires because it had been sitting for over a year, and took it out, drove it down to the grocery store Sunday night, then came back, took it to work. So pretty much got that on the road. But those are our Arizona vehicles. We knew this, but everyone was giving us. Everyone was always had something passive aggressive or something negative to say, like you don't drive your truck, you guys never drive that car. And I'm like, there's a reason, because I'm going out there to not buy another car. I am not a person that wants to go out and flip cars. That, like, I don't need a new car every 2 years. We got 13 years out of the red Ford Fusion. The blue Honda we had, the 97 Honda Accord, my wife bought that brand new in 1997. We just sold that in 2021 with 300,000 miles. Dude, I can fix these cars and keep them going. Out there, I won't have to deal with the rust, so it's going to be easier to upkeep and keep them maintained and go, because I don't want to spend a monthly car payment. I don't want nothing to do with a car payment. I want to put that money in one of two ways. Spend it on health food that isn't processed, and or put it in an investment that's going to grow and expand and create more money for us. But the dumbass thing is to keep, well, I got to buy another car. Well, I got to buy another car. In Michigan, yeah, if you're a daily driver and you're driving it in the salt, if you're meticulous and keep that rust down, you can get about a decade out of it. But after that, then it just becomes to where you're chasing anomalies out through the car to the point you get frustrated and you just go buy something newer. So, yeah, we kept it garage, both vehicles, and the golf cart, because we did custom build the golf cart. I got to lower it down a couple inches. I'll put some Nerf or step bars on that. That's pretty much going to be set here soon. Tonight I'm going to look up parts for that, send them off to the wife. She does the ordering, and I send her whatever it needs, that the vehicles, and I just send it and say, if it's got to be ordered online, I just say find where you can find it the best price. But I got stopped here at Dudley's tonight, and I wasn't even here 30 minutes, and the title agency and our realtor reached out to us both about 5 minutes apart to say that because we bought our house from people that live out of the United States, so they had a slower hiccup because of the money exchange of taking, they were liquidating a foreign asset and then bringing the money into their country's bank. So they had to go through some hoops to get the exchange rate done and the money coming in, being transferred from a foreign country. So with that, what do we got here? Good to see you, man. I miss seeing you around. Chris Martin. Hey, I was thinking about you the other day. Glad you didn't move to Virginia. I'm out of here soon. Yeah, not moving to Virginia, but Arizona, yes. In a couple things, we're more outdoor people. We want to be out and do more activities. And appreciate you chiming in, Chris. Good to see you too. And the other thing is, the dry climate is really going to help the wife's joints, being she's had so many orthopedic surgeries. Even for the 4 days I was out there, I noticed that a lot of places I ached was coming down almost half. But I felt good in the mornings. I wasn't stiff and all that. By the third morning, I was feeling good out there. So, yeah, we're hoping the daughter will follow in time and come out. She'll probably like it. She's more of a beach girl. She loves the California coast and all that. So I think if she came out, my daughter was to come out during a Christmas break or something like that during the winter there in Michigan, come out there, I give it a couple trips, and she's going to get the bug and want to move out, which I'd take time off to move her if that becomes the case. But yeah, we worked diligently. Back to so the realtor and the title agency both got a hold of us in unison, each contacting my wife and I Everything went through on the sellers. We're good to go. We now own the house. So we knew our end was done. It was the other half, the seller's portion, that had to get taken care of. But we knew, we were 99.9% sure it was our house. Today they said, you own the house. It is yours. So I was happy. I told the realtor, I said, I'll be more excited when the nose of my car is pointing towards Arizona and I'm leaving Michigan. So I can get things going out there and start enjoying my life. I need to get out of this truck. And it's not that the company's bad or anything like that. It's like, I'm coming up on 6. I structured and made a plan 8 years ago to start building an exit strategy out of trucking. That's what a lot of guys in trucking don't do. They just see it as a job. They just keep going because then I'm going to buy a new truck. Well, look at this. I'm having a good year. Let me go buy a bass boat, a fishing boat. Let me go buy a ATV. Let me go buy a camper. And then they just keep that perpetual cycle of staying in debt. And what we did was, we weren't taking on any new big ticket items of purchases. We said we're only purchasing what we need, and it's got to go to Arizona with us. And that was a golf cart and her car. We made money selling the camper and the second property. Cool. Oh, banked some capital off that, and that's where it got us over the hump and positioned. And I'm very thankful for everything that has transpired. The last 8 to 9 months, this has all come down. And last 8 months. So for that part, we sought this out when we were structuring to get me out of trucking, was to get an RV and do, like, maybe we entertained either going out, staying at RV parks in our camper until we got, I got work and got us on our feet, and then build up to buy a house. But COVID come along, because we were going to pull on that trigger. We were pulling on it actually 2019. We were railing on that, trying, because I was working for Ryder Integrated Logistics, and I could transfer in the country. But being with them, I was trying to get out in the Arizona area to get on an account and be out there and work and all that. But COVID come along, and it just punched in the face, because everyone was shutting down and only the essential stuff was moving, and a lot of other things weren't moving. So we just saw a lot of things not going our way, so we had to scrap that idea, especially then with campgrounds closing down. We couldn't do anything with our camper for 2020. We had to wait till 2021 to put the camper on a lot, and because we needed 50 amp hookup. So that made us really do more critical thinking of, all right, we need to be better positioned, out of debt, if these monkeys over here on the East Coast decide to pull another one of these pandemic, scamdemic, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe, I've got families like, they killed millions. Yeah, whatever. Show me the numbers. Show me where the numbers are coming from. But anyhow, I just said, all right, if they pull this hubbubaloo again, which they probably will, they're already doing it with this stupid shit over in the Middle East. So I just said, now's the time, get a new house, be where we want to be. So if we were locked down, I'd say, fine, I'm already here. I want to be living here for the next 25, 30 years, as long as my body will stay ticking away. And cut my expenses. So make more money, require less in needs, and you'll come out on top. That's all we've been doing for the last 8 years. The wife has paid off $200,000 of debt. We were able to accumulate $50,000 in savings, and we were able to position ourselves. discipline. It means going without. It means wearing clothes for years until they are completely worn out, and then only shopping like Walmart or Goodwill. There's a lot of sacrificing, and you're also saying, or also I'm also saying that here, since I got back into trucking in 2014, from that time forward to today, my wife and I have spent 70% of that time apart than we have been together. And as I've started out saying, we are buying my time back. We've paid off debt by using trucking to run like a banshee, make the money, plug it all in and paying debt off, in discretionary money, stashing it aside. And I'll tell you, that's been a turning point for us. And I got to really thank another friend of mine, Jeremiah Babe. He's got a YouTube channel, and I've reached out to him a couple times, and he's given some good advice, and he's been giving great advice for many years. And it just taught us that we need to start changing our paradigm of living and looking forward into what is it we need to just stay functioning in society. You know, having shelter in place, having the money to buy healthy food and not processed foods, not, you know, the convenience store foods and what have you, but eating healthy, maintaining our bodies in a holistic, naturopathic way, and not on Western medicine and all the synthetic drugs of big pharma and Western medicine doctors who are indoctrinated to push the big pharma pills. We have pulled away from all that, especially over these last 4 or 5 years since post-COVID, with all the jab, you know, the jab in the arm and all that. That stuff started making us really dig in and think, and what's this going to do? There was no human trials done on it, on anyone. So yeah, I said no more. I don't even take ibuprofen, Tylenol, nothing. If I got an ache and pain, a headache or something, it's like, dude, I take nothing, because none of that stuff has ever been made for the body to metabolize. And if you want to short live your life, get dependent on that stuff, because doctors will push a lot of ibuprofen for elderly people that have arthritic joints and all that. Well, just take ibuprofen, maybe 600 milligrams a day. I'm telling you, man, that will mess up your blood platelets, you know, freaking heartbeat. So just be cautious and conscious of what you put in your body, and taking care of this vessel so you can live a long life and beat the system. The government doesn't want you to live forever. They definitely are trying to do away with all of us. You can't tell me them monkeys during this old Middle East conflict that these monkeys aren't pulling in millions of profit right now, millions of dollars of profit. And while the rest of us suffer from all this higher prices and all that other jazz. That's why when people ask, is inflation hitting you? I said 2008 to 2012, absolutely. It fucking punched me right in the face and kicked me in the balls. And I had to push my damn truck to the gas station twice because I ran out of gas back then. Because I had no idea on how to manage money. I didn't know anything about money or investing or anything. That's why the last 6 years I just pounded my head into online courses and listening to people and understanding investments and in money and economics. And this time I said, do I worry about inflation? No, because I buffered myself by paying off my debt, living a lifestyle that I'm going to put like 60% of my income, wherever it comes in from, is going into investments, and we're going to live on the other 40, which means we're still going to live below our means and live poor. We're going to look poor and live poor, because I don't want to be a target. And I definitely want to be buffering, so when the day comes, maybe things get too expensive or I just don't want to work, we'll have the money to at least pay our utilities, taxes, insurance, and put groceries on the table. So I'm looking at that when I'm 80, 85. So like I said, I'm looking at everything today as, okay, let's get this. What is this going to do for us in 25 years from now? Otherwise, if it's just a dopamine high of making a purchase or taking a trip, I was counting today, and I've taken, I believe, 3 1-week vacations, if you want to call it. The last couple have been business trips, but last year I took a week off because I was railed up with detailing. So I took that week and caught up like 11 vehicles and golf carts of detailing. I just took last week off because of the house out there and the contractors, then to come back, get the windows, and get the contractor going on this house. So it was a working week both times. And then we took a week off, 22 or 23. Other than that, I haven't. Yeah, I did. It was Laura. We just talked about that. It's when Nacho had his first back surgery. I was off for that week because I had to fix plumbing on the freaking house too. Remember, I was under the house fixing it when we had to rush him to the ER. So I had that week off. That's it, guys. I've just not taken vacations. If I had the opportunity to work, I was working. And you got to be disciplined. You got to sacrifice. And it's going to be painful. A lot of people are like, I don't want to go through that. What? You don't want to feel pain of sacrificing and giving up things? I've watched guys that drive, in the world here, the $100,000 trucks and having this, having that. And I just shake my head and I'm like, dude, I just want to be positioned so I have financial freedom and I sleep good at night and I'm relaxed and I don't feel like I'm on a hamster wheel running my ass off till I'm just hanging onto the steering wheel and dying. A lot of truck drivers do that because they never build an exit strategy to get out of this industry. This industry is made for you to pretty much get yourself elevated financially and get out. 5 years, if you're in it for a little longer, no more than 10. Give yourself 5 to 10 years, get yourself positioned and get the F out. I've been back in it now, going on 12 years this September. Yes, I'm past the window, but that hiccup again was COVID. And it threw us off for about a year and a half or more. And to get back on our feet and doing things. I mean, I was busy working, but our plans to make the move and do all this other jazz just wasn't there, and we kind of held back because we didn't know what was going on in the world as it developed, progressed, and then fizzled out like around 2022, 2023. Then we're like, all right, no more emergency, no more masks, no more of this. It's like I think we all had enough of that hullabaloo. And it's just funny. I still see people still walking around with masks, and unless you got cancer or some godly autoimmune disease, I mean, let's get over it, folks. I was right out here, no vaccines, and just working right along, trucking down the road, doing my thing. I didn't get COVID, so I don't know. And I didn't go in and see a doctor at all through 2020 all the way to now. I just don't see a Western medicine doctor. I'm like, hey, the hell with that. The last time I did see one, he threw me out of his office and was calling security because we debated on cholesterol and cholesterol meds and a made-up number it was for Big Pharma to push a statin to lower cholesterol. And I said, when does it become too low? And we went back and forth. I told him to take his pill, shove him up his ass. So yeah, but that's me. I'm my own patient advocate. I will defend my stance on what I believe in. And I just can't believe in Western medicine. I think it's just full of indoctrinated garbage from Big Pharma. Off that kick is healthcare gets me really riled up. I just think it's just a poisonous industry that's just horrible any more than buying processed foods. Um, so yeah, the route's been going good. I had thunderstorms this morning, but I've made it to where I wanted to be today. I'm not going to get back till Friday afternoon. Um, I kind of knew that because of leaving on Monday. I'm going to probably be back in my regularly scheduled program of Sunday morning leaving next week, just because of the way this route expands out in the miles you can cover on it. They had a gentleman situated to take this route over, and he ran it last week, got back, said absolutely not. So now they're having to find someone to run this route when I step out of this truck and away. Hence why I just said this will be my last ride. I'm not going out there to pursue a driving job, want to do a driving job. The CDO was there. I spent 14 years between college and working 10 years in healthcare to change my career and work in a different field besides trucking. Then I get laid off twice in a year in healthcare, and then my student loans and my wife's medical bills are adding up. And I said, I got to go back into skilled trades. I did. Here I am. The CDL was still under my belt, kept it active and updated all through those college and healthcare years. I was working in college I just couldn't let it go, and I'm glad I didn't. It was able to allow us to pivot without filing bankruptcy and get paychecks coming in and start putting the debt fire out. So with that said, it did its job. I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for this company, because I wouldn't be here today telling you that, hey, I'm the end of the line for me in trucking is like a couple months or a couple weeks away. We don't know yet. What's the determining factor is the Michigan home. If that sells next week or 2 months, that's what's really dictating when we pack everything in the pod and move out. But while we're while we are sitting and waiting for the people to be coming through, we're definitely emptying the house out, liquidating everything, and just taking that opportunity, because the last thing you want to do is sit on your ass watching TV and just, well, when it sells, we'll move, and then all of a sudden you're tossing stuff out the front door, when you got like a 30-day window to get out of the house. That happened when I got divorced last time. Things went in that route, but the house sold very quickly, like within 2 weeks. I put it up, and 2 weeks later it was sold, and like, damn. And I literally had 1 month to get the hell out of there, and I just opened the front and back door, had a moving sale, and people were walking through. I said, what's a number in your head? I'll give you this for this. I'll give you this amount for that pouch or this or that. And I'm just like, good. Throw it on the counter, take it, get out of here with it. And I sold everything. I'd say within 3 weeks, I had everything I built up in 12 years. I had it liquidated. So I was pretty happy about that. And now, gone through that again, I looked at my wife and just, was it Friday or Saturday night, Laura? I sat there and I said, I built a monster and I created a damn monster. And that was my garage. And we finished it, shop lights, everything, heat, climate controlled in there. But I built it out too much with this shit. And I accumulated too much shit. As I knew that was going to be, because I knew she was waiting for me to get out there, because she didn't know how to handle that stuff. But, oh yeah. I had 3 piles going. Garbage pile, for sale pile, stuff I was taking. And our trash can was blinking heavy, because there was a lot of metal and a lot of other things in there. It shouldn't have been going landfill, but I didn't have a choice. So I flushed everything out, and I'll go back and check a couple totes, flush those out, get everything down to where I can get rid of more stuff. I'm just trying to make sure the pod has got enough room because I want to grab from my company some products that we carry for the house. So yeah, I just gotta have, oh, I forget what the pod size is. I think it's 8 high, 8 wide, 16 long. I don't know if they got any bigger ones or not, but I gotta keep at least, yeah, I'd say at least 8 feet to get what I need in there. So that's why I'm going back and just keep. We purged once in the stuff we were supposedly taking. We'll purge again, and I'm sure we'll probably purge as we're unloading the locker and putting it in the pod. There's probably gonna be things we're still gonna get rid of. We're just trying to not get to the wire on that when we start unloading it and loading the pod. You know, if we can go back and just get rid of more things. So yeah, that's where we're at. But as far as out there, am I going to retire? No, I'm not retiring. I'm just going to take on a simple job and just work an 8-hour day, go home, and I pretty much got it figured out. So, how much I need to make, how many hours? 40 hours. And we're going to be more than comfortable with that on a certain amount of pay. This way, all that time, that 8 hours a day, because everyone's like, well, man, with the high cost of living and my $800 or $1,000 car payment, you know, I've seen truckers say, man, I gotta at least be out here for 60 hours a week. I'm like, you need to get rid of shit because you're making payments on things you shouldn't even be working for. Why are you working for that? You should be saving money and enjoying your life more than just being on a hamster wheel just so you can have a nice vehicle that sits, like for me, my vehicle sits in the yard five days out of the week, then it goes home, sits in the driveway for 2 days. It's like, I don't need a new vehicle. Vehicles mean nothing to me as long as they're mechanically sound and get me A to B. It's all it freaking matters. Outside of that, the hell with it. But yeah, I've told people, I said, you know what? If we had a Buc-ee's nearby us out there, I'd work at Buc-ee's. Shit, they're paying like right around mid-20s, like 20 some dollars an hour just to clean freaking bathrooms. Like 25 an hour? Fuck. Who gives a shit? Or go to Costco, make 20, 25 bucks an hour. So I stack shelves. Who gives a shit? You know, it's like, it's money. At the end of the day, it's not a career, it's just a job to gap everything while it buys my time back so I can be home working on my home-based businesses on the computer and finally get them ramped up to where I need to. Because as soon as I get like a winter break of where I got some time at home to work on those, then all of a sudden I'm back to being, you know, spring came along and I'm back being busy again. And it's like now I got to be coming home, taking care of the lawn, this and that and that and this, just, you know, because the weather's decent in Michigan for like, what, 3, 4, 5 months out of the year. It's decent enough that you can work outside and get things done. And then that window closes, like October is your window to start getting ready for winter and get your cars prepared. Any outside projects on the house, get them done. You know, I always say by Halloween, you got to have that shit done. I try to have all the vehicles, if they need tires, oil changes and that's all got to be done by Thanksgiving, because once you're in the shit in December, January, and February, you know, if you need new tires, you got to get in for this or that. Most shops are pretty busy because body shops are busy as shit in the wintertime because of all the accidents. And then everyone finds out, oh shit, you know, I got coolant leak, I need tires, this isn't working, that isn't working because of cold weather. A lot of people find out how weak their battery is when they get the first 0-degree temps. Go out and their car won't start because it gets so damn cold, the battery is kaput. So, not going to miss any of that. And it's nice to downsize, be down to 2 vehicles. It's kind of weird right now to saying, oh man, I'm down to 2 vehicles to take care of. And that's going to be a blessing. Truck's going to be pretty well dialed in. If I go forward with it, I may do the top end and do heads, cam lifters, and all that on it. But her car is going to be pretty well. Hers is pretty easy peasy. And yeah, do some golfing. They left 3 golf bags of golf clubs there at our house because, like I said, they left it fully furnished. So we're just gonna head on out to hit the golf courses on the weekends and maybe do some side-by-siding and just enjoy ourselves. You know, enjoy our backyard, enjoy being in the gazebo, shooting the shit and just having conversations. But I got big plans out there, and I want to invest a lot of my money back into my property because I want to really enjoy it for the next 25, 30 years. So, all right, folks, I'm going to cut it. I want to eat some dinner. I got to have a conversation with my wife because all that good news happened right before the live stream. So we haven't had a chance to have a verbal talk. And, but everything's going in our favor. And we're now committed. So, am I going to Arizona? Well, pretty much going to have to now because that house is for sale and that house is bought. So, I told my wife that. I said, if we just buy a house and we're committed to it, I said, we'll move. We'll get the motivation to hurry up and get out of here and move. So, check the comments. Yep. Hey. Yeah, it's good to see you there, Chris, too. Yep. I'm out of here soon. Yep. And always wants versus needs. Yes. Oh, yeah, Chris Martin. Yeah, I remember. I know who you are now. With the Palomino State and all that. With the guns and stuff like that. Yes, that's the middle one. There is a larger one, too. That's the middle one. What's the larger one? What do you mean by that, Laura? Why, that's the middle one and not the larger one. The King mattress will be the last to go. Yeah, Sunday night. Hello. Yes, that's the middle one. The larger one, too. Yeah, man. I don't know what you mean, Laura. Yeah, Chris, my wife's in the chat too. So anyhow, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Good to see you out there. Not gonna miss lugging off appliances and find me something a little bit more kind of make the same hourly rate, but not with the overtime and not the heavy lifting. I want to kind of take it easy through my 60s, save my body for activities that the wife and I want to do. And have some fun. You know, I think we should be out here celebrating life and having fun in the world. But yeah, things on the East Coast or that little place up there in north of Maryland, they like to dictate what, you know, when we should laugh and when we should have fun, and I just ignore them and just go do my thing. The shop you asked me about for the truck, that guy is in bad shape. The shop you asked me about for the truck, that guy is in bad. I don't miss it either, brother. Yeah. I think what was that called? Extreme Muscle or something like that? Over there in Roanoke. And because he was doing Asians Track Hawk on Street Outlaws. He had done some Hemi work. Yeah, Dave Weber. Yeah, there's another one down there in Martinsville I found. And Arrington Performance. He does a lot of he has custom heads and everything for the for these third gen Hemis in my Ram. So I kind of looked into his stuff, and I may be going to him if I want to hop up the top end. I think I'm gonna. He's actually about a quarter mile off out of my way when I go to Martinsville. And my next trip to Martinsville, I'm going to call ahead of time and just see if I can pop in there and have a conversation with them about my Hemi. And if I put the money in the truck, I'm going to keep the truck. I was kind of concerned about taking a lifted truck and all that out there, but I saw quite a few of them out there, but they're not as predominant as you see here in the mountains or up in Michigan, where everyone puts lift kits in their trucks. Not so much in Arizona. I see more Lambos, Porsches, C8 Corvettes. I see a lot, and I was like, it may be a hot minute, and then I'm probably going to get the bug to say, I may just want a muscle car or something to go be a daily driver and cruising around as I get older. Probably not right away, but it would be nice to have a nice car like my friend Ron. He's got his Shelby GT500, and he daily drives that to work, and he goes, hell, at my age, it's my dream car. I don't have to worry about snow and salt, and he gets to enjoy it every day, and that's what you should be doing. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is, you know, get some miles in on my Ram. We'll see if I go through with that project, but I definitely want to get a quote, and it's Arrington, Arrington or something like that, Arrington Performance in Martinsville. He's got, I believe when I saw on his website, he's even got his own custom Hemi heads and all that for that. So I don't know. I'm gonna check him out. I just want to get a ballpark price. I've got a number in my head I'm willing to spend, but the engine that I saw in another Dodge Ram, that was a $25,000 or $28,000 build. I don't need it to that extreme at all. Probably half of that would be comfortable. So anyhow, I'm gonna cut you guys loose. I want to grab me some dinner. I've got brown jasmine rice. I've got cream of mushroom, chicken, and what else we got? Well, yeah, we got a full dinner going on back here. As soon as I can pop it in the microwave, warm it up, and I'll talk to you here in a bit, Laura. Thanks, Chris, for being here, and catch me. Usually I'm here on Monday nights at 6:30. So until next time, folks, stay safe, continue educating yourself. Knowledge is learned, not taught, and we will see you all in the next video.